Hey guys, it's Xterminator, and I'm bringing you a StarCraft 2 replay here. It is going to be between myself, down here in the kind of bottom left, and this Terran questions up here kind of in the top right. We are on, dang, I'm sorry, I forget the name. I don't really pay attention to the names of these maps, but I seem to have been getting this map a whole lot. You'll probably notice that my last couple replays might have been on this map. I don't know why it's giving me it so much. I don't mind it too much, but anyway. So yeah, kind of standard opening here. He's making an SCV and supply depot here, starting off his wall. And I'm making my overlord. I'm going to drone to 14, then get my gas, drone again, get my pool, my standard build. I'm still trying to figure out the little kinks and details in it, but it usually works. I have some problems against like 4 gates or like 6 pools and stuff. I mean, theoretically it should be able to counter those, but I haven't perfected it yet, so yeah, you see I'm throwing down my gas, and I send my overlord over here first just because it's the closest. It's closer than this one and definitely that one, so it'll get there faster and let me know if he's there. And he's throwing down his gas. I'm not sure, obviously, since I don't play Terran, but this seems a little early to me, but it might not be, so don't quote me on that. And yeah, so I threw down my pool, made some more drones, my overlord, so I can have enough to make my queen and zerglings right when this pops out. And he's scouted up here, so he knows I'm up here. I haven't found him yet, but I kind of figure he's over this way. And yeah, so he's making his orbital command. He has a wall in here. Not the strongest, but I mean, it is a wall in, so I mean that helps. He can hold his own against zerglings at least. And so I'm making 8 zerglings, or, well, I will be in a minute. And my queen, I got speed early, or well, right when the pool popped, like I did, like I do always. And in a minute here I'll pull. Okay, I did pull drones off. I waited to get over 50 so I can make my baneling nest without having to go back to gas, which is really good to do against Terran, just because banelings are good against, well, they destroy against Marines unless the Terran has great micro, and they're quite good against Hellions. And yeah, so he's building a reactor here. He has a factory and a command center. So at this point I scout. I'm like, okay, so a command center, and I see this, and since it's this early of a factory, my first thought and reaction is, okay, Hellion. He's definitely gonna have Hellions. So as you see here, I'm making 8 more zerglings. That's all I had larva for. Well, kind of. Yeah, I'm making more zerglings. I throw down a baneling nest, and he is shooting my overlord. And I know that he's going to kill it, so I go ahead and make another one. And then I scout up here with my zergling, and see that. And I decide, well, I have a whole lot of extra minerals. I'll throw down a hatchery, because I figure I'll have probably enough zerglings to take care of 2, maybe 3 Hellions. And since I didn't see a reactor on here, he did get one. But since I didn't see one at that point, I figured he wouldn't have a whole ton of Hellions. So I figured it was fairly safe to throw down a hatchery. And I mean, Hellions do like almost no damage to buildings, so that wasn't too much danger. And let's see, do I have... No, I still have a zergling here. I don't know exactly what's going on, but... So I made a whole ton. I send, what is this, probably almost 20 or so zerglings. Over here I'm preparing for an attack. He sends out his Hellions, and I notice this. So I grab all these zerglings and have them attack here. They get a good surround and kill these 2 Hellions, so that is that's a pretty big setback for him, because I mean, they did like no damage. They killed maybe 3 or 4 Zerglings, but I mean, it was at his base, so that's really not a good situation to be in. And he has a second command center. A lot of Terrans will do this. They'll make a second orbital, and they won't land it yet. They'll get a whole ton of SCVs pumping from both before they send it out here. And he is making a bunker, which is smart. Throwing a new reactor on that, and putting down another barracks. And I'm like, okay, well, I did damage. I need to attack now, because for me, I'm awful against Terran late game. Like, I can't beat them. So I decide, okay, well, I need to try to beat him early on, right now. And you see back at home, I'm still droning up here. Let's look at the income. So we're actually even, which is not really where you want to be as a Zerg, but I am preparing for an attack, so it's kind of expected. So he made a mistake. He left that open, and I meant to get rid of it, but they just went right in, which worked. I kill that, and I actually don't notice the bunker, but I heard the shooting, so I'm like, okay, I don't want to stay there. And I kill all these drones, or not drones, sorry, SCVs. Units lost. So I've killed 18 workers at this point, which is a huge blunder. I mean, that's a pretty big deal. And he does have Hellions here, but these Zerglings do manage to do a good amount of damage. Yeah, they actually kill that one. And so now it's 7 to 24 harvesters. And you see I'm just rallying more and more. And he leaves. So that was the GG. Well, he didn't GG, but it was a good game for me at least. And yeah, so I just thought this was a pretty good game. You guys might enjoy it. And just to show that, like, if you want to end it early, even if they have Hellions, just get a lot of Zerglings, some Banelings, bust down their door, and if you get lucky, you can come in and kill a lot of Harvesters. And then once their economy's crippled, they obviously don't have much of a chance. And you'll actually see here, let me rewind this a bit. Right when I go to bust up here, I don't do it quite as well, but you'll see what I do is I send the 5 Banelings up, and I meant to grab 2 or 3, but I also send 1 Zergling up as well. And why I do that is because I'm hoping that the Marines might target the Zergling for a minute, which will give the Banelings time to blow this up. Because if you just send the Banelings, especially if they have like 3 or 4 Marines, the Marines will probably kill like at least half, if not more than that, of the Banelings before they can even explode. So that just makes it hard to steal. So yeah, I do that and send 1 up. Obviously the timing wasn't too great because the Banelings got there first, but that general idea can really help too. Alright, so there it is. I hope you gained something from this, or at least enjoyed it. So please rate, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.